race 6 at Randwick was running of the Spring Champion Stakes, a Group 1 level for 3-year-olds, over 2,000 metres. You know, it's used as a guide for the VRC, or sorry, for the Victoria Derby, but it's a Group 1 race, and Sosa was a somewhat impressive winner of that yesterday from Predatory Price. So, what's your take on this, Chan?
Yeah, look, we obviously have to put pretty much every result in Randwick in the context of the state of the track, and I think that certainly played its role in this race. Take absolutely nothing away from Sousa. It was an enormous win. Looks like he's going to be a very good middle distance galloper, but yeah, certainly the state of the track played its part in I guess the winning margin. In a few other things, but look, Sousa had the pedigree for the race. You know, Galileo, I'm still a rap for the Galileos. I know he's obviously got plenty of knockers, but he still gets plenty of decent horses, and the pedigree, there's a couple of Derby winners and Oaks winners in his pedigree, and obviously the Galileos don't mind a wet track either here, so certainly didn't surprise to see him get up. I thought it was a daring ride by Corey Brown, but you know, a rider in his sort of form can be confident and you know, put on that sort of show, and he absolutely bolted away with that race. Take nothing away at all from Predatory Price. I don't know if people are. I'm not sure sort of what the wash-up is, but that horse has got plenty of big fish to be frying next preparation. He's going to come back a better horse. I thought he stuck to his guns well and finished off the race.
Tacked the line nice.
Yeah, he tacked the line well. I take nothing away from him at all.
Okay. You want to?
Yeah, a good staying effort there by Sousa yesterday. He's a horse that's got quite a stout pedigree by Galileo. Second dam's the winner of an English Oaks, so it's a horse that's actually bred to stay all day. I think it's not unsurprising that he excelled on the softer ground. The Galileos, they're born with flippers, just love the wet ground, which we saw even with Galantess running good yesterday. I think you're right, Matty. We're probably a bit poorer for not having him around. I don't think he's a great stallion, but he was a stallion that could throw stayers, and as Arvo said, we've got a dearth of staying stallions around, so it would probably be nice to have a horse like that.
It's so much quality too, didn't he, as a specimen himself. He's
and a very well bred horse himself. He's by Sadler's Wells, that Bourbon Sea, who's an arc winner. So he was a horse that was beautifully bred himself. So this horse has got an incredibly stout pedigree if you think about it from that side of it. In all quarters he's got staying blood.
But being out of a last Tycoon mare, he's actually, you know, he's won over 1200 now, over a mile. Yeah, gives him that turn of force.
Just that little bit of brilliance, which he probably needs, because otherwise he may have been a bit of a steeplechase type horse. He's certainly not. He's a horse that's got some good toe. I was really happy with the effort of Predatory Pricer. I thought he's still a bit new. It's his first real preparation. He's come a long way from you know, maiden quality to running second in a Group 1. I think as his trainer has maintained all along, next preparation he'll be a bit more furnished. I had the good fortune of seeing the horse during the week at Paul Murray's stables, and he is just an outstanding type. I can't wait for the horse to get a start at start wherever he goes. He's an immaculate type. So he'll be a worthy stallion in years to come. Exaltastic, cheeky effort. It was you know, I think pretty insightful for Peter Moody. He probably identified that there wasn't a lot of depth in the 3-year-old colts in Sydney. Send the horses up, and he's run accordingly. And good for his stallion Exceed and Excel, who's probably developed a bit of a reputation for throwing squibby, speedy types to get a horse to place at Group 1 level over 2,000 metres.
But interestingly enough, whenever we see any of these speed sides get a horse that can run a distance, you've only got to look at the dam side and see that it, again, an imported mare by Lee Fan.
And there was one point from the other
week.
Yeah,
well, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you.
Where we're missing out. Look,
there's no doubt that he derives his staying prowess from the female line. I thought that you know, when you're beaten by 6 3/4 lengths, you know, the winner's won by a space.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, that was probably a bit exaggerated. I don't think there's that much difference between him and certainly the second horse. I think that in different circumstances the result could have been different.
For sure.
And so don't get off Predatory Pricer for next prep. He's going for a spell now. I think he'll come back and he'll be one of the premier middle distance horses.
Look, the ride on Sosa by Corey Brown was outstanding.
Yes.
You know, credit should also be given to Peter Snowden, because you know the horse won the Spring Stakes at Newcastle, but apparently he was still a run short when he won that race, and he was always going to derive plenty of benefit from that. And he's come out yesterday and won by 6 lengths. It actually blew me away a little bit, the ease of his win.
Yeah.
So he may really be a very good 3-year-old in the making. So Predatory Price, I agree with both you boys. He's an outstanding horse, and I think the ride was the difference in the margins there. You know, when Sosa was off and gone, dashed away, the other horse was still looking for a run.
I agree.
And he attacked,
well
he attacked the line lovely, Predatory Pricer, and it was just the superior ride of the day that won the race and therefore the margin. But in saying that, the ease of his win, 6 lengths, you know, it's hard to do that in Group 1 races, isn't it? So we've got, I'll tell you what we do have, is we've got a very talented bunch of 3-year-olds at the moment. We've got blokes like him appearing, Sosa appearing out of nowhere now. We've got Samantha Miss, which we'll cover later. We've got Who Begot You.
Don't forget Rhino Chaser. I mean, Rhino Chaser bombed the start in the Newcastle Spring Stakes.
Should have won the Newcastle Spring.
And got beat a short head by Suicide. Absolutely bombed the start, and he loves a wet tube. He's won on a slow track, so he wouldn't have been disadvantaged by the slow track. I feel very, very, very unfortunate for the connections there. He's got a nail through the hoof in the week leading up, because
just another way.
Who's to say he wouldn't have fought out that finish? I mean, it's hard to say that.
It's hard to say. That's right.
But I mean, you just got to look at the form as a reference.
Well, which all goes to what I've said is we've got an outstanding bunch of 3-year-olds. They're just, you know, coming out and winning by the margins. I like to see horses do, you know, and really stand with authority. And
you wonder if could be wrong, but if EI's played a little bit of a role in a positive light, because a lot of those horses that would have been burnt out having run at 2 and
getting the opportunity now.
Yeah, they've just taken through to mature, given that proper preparation from their trainers. And I think a lot of trainers were wary even after EI not to put too much pressure on their horses, and maybe that's playing a favourable role.
Oh, sure. Yeah, maybe so, but yeah, these are later maturing types anyway, and you know, they're just, it's great to see. But probably I think we've covered Super Champions Day enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.